welcome to Maths on week 10 of our homeschooling. It's very exciting, and I would like to say good morning to the boys and girls that have gone back to school and are sitting in their classrooms now watching these videos, and then for the other boys and girls that haven't gone back to school that are still sitting at home watching these videos. But just know we're all doing the same work. Okay, so now today is the 22nd of June, so we write the date 22-06-2020, and we're starting something brand new this week, boys and girls. If you have a look at my screen, do you think you could guess what we are going to be learning about? That's it, we're going to be learning about measurement or length, because those are rulers that you see on the screen. So something exciting and something new from the soldier sums that we've been doing for the last few weeks. So let's see what's going to be in store for today. Okay, so what you're going to need for today is a ruler, your whiteboard and your marker, and your blue maths book. So pause the videos and go and get those things. There we go. Now we've ticked those, we've got those, and as always we're going to switch on our maths brains. So let's watch the video quickly.
Let's understand what length is and how to measure it. The word length is used to measure how long an object is. For example, length of the classroom floor, length of the blackboard, length of a pencil, etc. It is also used to measure distances. For example, distance from your home to school, distance between two cities or countries. Measuring length. We can use the hand span, the foot span, or the cubit to measure smaller lengths. What do you mean by hand span? Hand span is the distance from the tip of the thumb to the tip of the little finger on an outstretched hand. Lisa is measuring her maths textbook with the help of hand span. Let's measure. 1, 2. So, the length of her maths textbook is 2 hand spans. Now, let's see what you mean by foot span. Foot span is the distance from the tip of the toe to the heel of the foot. Look, Lisa is measuring the length of the classroom with her foot spans. Let's measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So, the length of the classroom is 20 foot spans. Now, let's see how to measure with cubit. Cubit is the length from the elbow to the end of the fingers. Now, Lisa is measuring the side of the table with her cubit. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, the length of the side of the table is 4 cubits. You too can measure the lengths with your body parts and have fun.
Right, so what did we learn from the video? What is length? Length sees how long an object is. The distance between places. So length can also be very big and very, like they said, from your house to your school, or from country to countries, from the distance from America to South Africa. Okay, so length is important in telling us how far things are from each other and how long or how big an object is. Length can also be measured, can measure big or small objects. So we get different types of units to measure length. They were in the video showing you how you can use your arms or your hands or a foot. But we also use things like rulers. In the car, it will measure further distances, which is bigger units like kilometers. So there's lots of different ways and tools that we use to measure length. And like I said, you can use different body parts like we did watch in the video. Right. So how we measure length, because our hands are also different. So it would be difficult if I say to you, measure your book using your hands. We don't all have the same size hands, which then will make, we will all get different sizes for the book. So we want to measure using something that everybody can use and we can all get the same number. So the tool we use is called a ruler. All right, that is the tool. The unit we measure in when we use a ruler is called centimeters. Now that's quite a long word, grade 2s, as you can see. So we always put a cm at the back. Okay, just smaller so we don't have to write out the whole long word. So remember, we use a ruler and the unit we measure on a ruler is centimeters. Okay, so everybody have your ruler in front of you now. Let's have a look at it. So you see there's my ruler. My screen is not as big as your ruler because you can see it starts at 0 and ends at 12. But for you to remember, a ruler will always start at 0 and end at 30 centimeters. That's how long a ruler is. And as you can see at the end of 30, I put cm, centimeters, because we measure in centimeters. Right, so let's have a look at this. Put your finger on 1, boys and girls, and put your other finger on a 2. Now that, there's my 1 and there's my 2. That is 1 centimeter. Between the 1 and between a 2, that one jump is called 1 centimeter. They are 1 centimeter apart from each other. Okay. But now we've got something special. Put your finger on a 6. And don't make a jump to the 7, but put your finger on the little middle line in between the 6 and the 7. Now that's half a centimeter. It's not a full jump, it's only half a jump. So it's a 6 centimeter that we're on plus a half a centimeter. And how we write that is 6.5 centimeters. That means it's 6.5 centimeters. So if we're measuring something, it doesn't always have to end on a big number. It can be a half a centimeter. So it's very important that you know that the half line in the middle is 0.5. Okay, so whatever the big number is where your finger is, you write that like the 6 where I've showed you, and then you put a dot, and then the half line is a 5. And that is for all of them. So if your line ended at 8, and then just passed to the halfway line, then it would be 8.5. But don't worry, we're going to practice that. I just want you to keep that in your mind. The most important thing that you need to remember, boys and girls, is we use a ruler as our tool to measure length. We measure in centimeters. Always put cm at the end. And a ruler starts at 30 and it starts at 0 and ends at 30. And there's 1 centimeter jumps between each number. And when you're measuring something, always start at 0. Okay. So take a moment, have a look at your ruler, get familiar with it, and then we are going to look at measuring together. So obviously you're not going to measure with me, but I just want you to see. There I have a line, and I'm going to measure how long this line is. So there's my ruler. I start at 0 and it ends at 10. So always draw lines where it starts and ends, because then that helps you point exactly where it is on the ruler. So my green line is 10 centimeters long. Again, boys and girls, always remember you have to put cm at the end, because or else we don't know what you're measuring. Could be 10 cats long, 10 kilometers long. We are using a ruler, so you have to say it's centimeters long. Okay, let's try another one. Here's a blue line. So I put my ruler underneath and I start at 0. And there is one that ends in the middle between 5 and 6. So I know that it's got a 5, and then remember that that line in the middle means half. So it's 5 centimeters plus half a centimeter equals 5.5 centimeters long. The blue line is 5.5 centimeters long. Can you on your whiteboard draw a line for me that is 10 centimeters and 5.5 centimeters? So you can pause the video and you can draw that on your whiteboard now. Okay, now some fun. Dino measurements. So this isn't a real thing, but we can measure in anything to get an idea of how big something is. So I've got a little picture of a dinosaur there in the corner. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at some objects in our classroom, and I want you to guess how long your desk is. But not in centimeters, in dinos, okay? Then you're going to measure and see how close you are. Guessing how big something is, or guessing a number, is called estimation. So if I look, there's our school desk. Now I want to, so the first step is guess how many dinos my desk would be. So I'm going to say, I estimate, or I guess, my desk is going to be 7 dinos long. Okay? Then you take your dino and we're going to count. So it's basically like the lady in the video was doing, measuring with hands and feet and arms. We're just measuring with the dino. Okay. So I said my estimation was that my desk is going to be 7 dinos long. Let's see if I was close or if I was far away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My desk is 5 dinos long. So I actually was close. I wasn't too far off. I said it was 2 dinos extra. So you can measure, boys and girls, with anything. But remember, you must always tell me what it is. So if I was measuring with a ruler, I would say it's 5 centimeters long. But I'm measuring with dinos, so that's why I say 5 dinos long. Whatever your unit of measurement is, you always have to tell us. If it's centimeters, dinos, hands, kilometers, anything like that. So it's a little bit of fun. So for you today, you're going to have some fun. There is your dino measurements. You've also got a dino at the bottom. So you're going to open up your blue book to page 29, and you're going to complete there. You're first going to write the date at the top, and it's 22-06-2020. And the instruction says you're going to cut out the dinosaur at the bottom and use him to measure like we practiced in the slide before. So on your sheet, it says your desk, your workbook, your pencil, your whiteboard, a pencil bag, your foot, and your school bag. So now what you can do for me, boys and girls, is you have to first estimate. So like we did, how many dinos do I think my desk would be? I said 7, so I'm going to write a 7. Then I'm going to measure with my dino, and I'll say, oh, it actually was 5. So you can see if you are right or if you are wrong. But you're going to cut your dino out beautifully all around the outside, not in a box like I did. And for the boys and girls that are at school, I think please leave out measuring your friend and leave out measuring your carpet. We can't measure our friend because of social distance, and we have packed all the carpets away because we are not allowed to share a space. So just leave out your friend and your carpet, but you can do the others at your desk, because remember, you're not allowed to get up from your desks. So you just stay at your desks and measure those things, but please don't measure your friend or your carpets. For the boys and girls that are at home, you're more than welcome to measure your brother, your mother, your dad, your granny, your grandpas, anybody that's at home. And you may have a carpet in your bedroom or in your lounge, and you can measure that. All right, well, have fun with this, boys and girls, something different. And it would be quite cute if you colored him in beautifully. Then you can, if you're at home, you can send us all the pictures on your groups. And if you're at school, obviously Mrs. Lord or Miss Pettit or Mrs. Ravelli will have a look at your work, and they will tell us how fantastic you have done. But have a super Monday, and I will see you tomorrow for another math lesson. Bye.